guys, it's Austin, and welcome back to another review of The Rise of the Shield Hero. And I'm going to just say it took a good while for me to calm down with this episode because it was just so well done. And I'm going to be honest, you complain after this point, they delivered. And yes, the last episode wasn't so great, but this episode makes up so much for it. And I'm just so satisfied with this. And if you haven't watched this episode yet, it is out on Crunchyroll currently. Not dub. Dub is actually delayed. I posted that in the community tab, so if you want to check out the dub schedule, it is over there. But if you haven't watched it yet, what are you doing with your life? Get there. Go right now and go watch it, because, oh, boy, that was a great episode. So let's get to the actual, review here, because, I'm just so hyped of how amazing this was. So we see the Queen actually preparing to go fight with the Pope, and oh, she means business. And I'm going to ask you guys, actually, before I get into this review, do you want me to actually make a video about what the purpose the Queen serves within this entire series? If you do, I'll do it, but I'm going to keep it within a light novel basis of the manga. So, I know some people do not want to read the light novel, so that's just one of the things I'm going to ask you. Do tell me in the comments down below. But anyways, getting back to the whole review, such a powerful first opening scene, and we get no opening, but there is a reason, and I was, this is a full-on episode, and it seems the last episode, they kind of had to cut back on certain things. I think most of the budget went to this episode, as the animation was just, well, not the animation, the art style was really good, and it reminded me of the light novel, and just, it was a big difference from the rest of the series. All jokes aside, and I mean, they didn't even CGI certain things, but we see that the heroes and the others are still trying to fight, the Pope, and it's just no use, and especially that Philo and Raftalia are actually doing more than the other heroes. I keep finding that ironic because we have a contrast, and the Church is healing the Pope, and pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying, because, maybe the next season, I'm pretty sure this is going to get another season. If this does not get another season, I am going to be disappointed. Honestly, this series has made too much money not to get another one, kind of thing. And I don't want a movie. I want another season. But pay attention to that, because that's going to be very important to remember. But we see that Melty is going out of her way to protect her sister, even though she has done a whole bunch of horrible stuff. And it shows that Melty's a forgiving person. And, man, such a sweet little girl. But anyways, going back to this whole episode, Nofumi does a combo skill with the Spear Hero. And, that was so freaking cool, guys. Oh, man, I know I'm, getting all hyped, because it's so amazing to see what you have read put on the screen. And such well done, just honestly. And it didn't do anything to, the Pope. And we find out any curses that are inflicted on the caster of the cathedral won't have any effect on them, and the Pope is still using his followers as fodder. And I love how Raftalia actually points out that these people are willing to die. It's kind of crazy that they follow this guy blindly, kind of in a sense, and I'm just like, yeah, it is. And I'm not going to dive too deep into that subject, because that's not my channel, and just know I like that part. But going to the next one, we see all the heroes kind of question how Nofumi is keeping up with them, even though he's under-leveled, and it just shows that, right there, they think this is a game. They're still in the mentality, this is a damn game. No, this ain't no game. This is an actual, real-life situation that their lives are on the line, and it's a good contrast. And we see that Nofumi's actually in pain, and it's actually because of the curse. The shield, when he uses the Curse Shield series, or the Wrath series, it hurts him. And we saw that with, Vittoria telling him and warning him, hey, you got to be careful, because it's going to hurt you greatly. And that was a foreshadowing to what was going to happen later on. But we see Nofumi still using it, and we see the scene that Nofumi's talking to the dragon that he's absorbed, and it actually is offering him, it's basically being the devil offering, Nofumi his strength and everything. And we have, Nofumi having his armor being put on by, it's dragon armor. I don't remember the official name, but hey, everyone's going to criticize me no matter what. But nonetheless, it's really cool, and it's just seeing it, they're using the manga, if you're wondering, with certain aspects of the shields and armor. And I mean, it's not bad. I'm not complaining, to say the least, but we kind of see that, this transition to the Shield of Wrath, and it's the Shield of Wrath 2 by the light novel, or the Shield of Wrath by the manga. And I don't feel like explaining this in this video. Maybe in a later video if you guys want me to do it, but that's what it's called. But nonetheless, we see just this dragon really winning over Nofumi, and Nofumi kind of second guessing himself, but I love that the dragon says, "Your rage puts my rage to shame." And it's so crazy because, the dragon was killed by a hero, and Nofumi's angrier than he is. Just, just so cool, to say the least. But Nofumi is now starting to walk towards into battle, and we see that Raphtalia is trying to get him back. And we see this very touching scene, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because I want you guys to experience it for yourself, but I will go through the points. I just love that Raphtalia, Philo, and Melty are all trying to get Nofumi back to who he is, and it was, as I said, such a touching scene. It made me tear up a good amount. Not a little bit, a good amount, but Nofumi actually sees that he's hurting the people he loves and he wants to protect with his rage, and this is the difference. He's going to actually start to realize that, and you're going to see later on that he kind of hesitates to use that shield because he doesn't want to hurt everyone else. And there is a certain thing in the web novel that he goes into some crazy state because he almost kills Raphtalia. Well, he thought he did, but that's a little thing that they cut out of the light novel, just if you want to know that. But nonetheless, Nofumi asks the other heroes to help him, and we kind of see them actually working together. And man, they were doing all they could, but the Pope he would withstand it all. And man, this man is just using his followers like fodder, and we see that the Pope made one mistake you never do to Nofumi. He hurt Raphtalia. And you don't do that. Just some advice. Just, you don't go and hurt who Nofumi actually really loves. And it's funny because previously they say you never show your emotions, so we never know really what you're going through. And Philo wants to help, and everyone wants to help Nofumi that's in his crew. They want to help him withstand everything because he's been through so much, and they're willing to give a handout. And we see the Queen actually show up and captures the Pope in this ice, and Nofumi sees the opportunity to get the Pope, and he activates a certain thing that really comes at a really high cost, and it did. He uses blood sacrifice, and I'm very happy they didn't censor this because I didn't think it was too bad in the manga or the light novel. Yes, blood was going all over the place, but it wasn't over the top, to say the least. And we see that it looks like it didn't work at first. It looks like he overused his power. Kind of like the followers had, and the Pope was laughing like, "Ha! You overused your power. You messed up. I win," kind of thing. And let me tell you, this is what got me. We see the jaws of the dragon come up from the pool of blood and just swallow that Pope. And I am so surprised they didn't censor that, but I am not mad because that was, 10 out of 10. And man, the Pope, obviously isn't with them anymore, and the Queen shows up, and we see Nofumi fall down because he used blood sacrifice. And a little thing I'm going to reference the light novel volume 7 if you want to check it out. It's on Amazon. I actually highly recommend picking up the light novels. They're really good, but no, sponsor there. But hey, maybe later on. But all jokes aside, what happens when he uses blood sacrifice? He loses 2/3 of his stats, and it's going to come into play later on, and we're going to start to see that. And we see that everyone's scared that Nofumi's dead, and I'm going to tell you already. He's not dead. He's close to death, and he was really, really close. And the Queen is going to make sure that Nofumi does not die. And that's where we're left off with. And the next episodes, they're going to be amazing. It's going to be the Rising of the Shield Hero. And it's just only upwards for Nofumi at this point. And I can't wait. And I love the Queen. I really do. And I know a lot of you were waiting for... I don't know how to express my emotions to the point they are at right now with seeing the Queen, especially that she transitioned into her combat outfit. And that, I just thought that was a cool little aspect that not a lot of people would appreciate. But man, this episode was top notch, and it's just going to only get better. And I love the people that are just ranking on the show, even though this anime, I'm going to say, is probably my favorite of this year so far. and I don't think anything's going to come close to it. Maybe the summer anime that I've been waiting for, The World's Strongest, but no, this right here is how you do it. This is how we do it, kind of thing, Ed. I'm just so happy. What did you think of this episode? Did you enjoy it? But going to a little touch up on a couple things, the Queen is going to be a very crucial person that's going to really reinstate Nafumi's place and fix what has happened to him, to say the least. And I think a lot of you are gonna grow to like the Queen. And not gonna spoil much, but when the next preview comes out, I'm going to talk about that. So, if you're not subscribed yet, hey, why not subscribe? Because I'm gonna be talking about Shield Hero and all the other animes that are coming out. But nonetheless, guys, honestly, thank you for watching, and I am still so hyped about this episode. I can't stop talking about it. But what did you think? Tell me in the comments down below. And do you want me to do a video about explaining what the Queen's purpose is? Let me know, because I'm actually willing to do that. And I do apologize for the previous video with Darling the Franks. Something happened with it being copyright claimed, but I'll post it. Hopefully it gets reinstated and everything relatively soon. So, yeah, if you wanted to watch that one, I'll work on that. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you until the next time. This has been Austin, and I'm signing out. Peace.